Mr. Chairman, let me say thank you to you and the ranking member for allowing this to come to the full committee. Thank my friend and colleague, Mr. Lipinski, for his great leadership and hard work on this bill. This will be the first cybersecurity bill marked up in the House of Representatives. The cyber threat is real, and it's here now. Admiral Mullen will tell you that it's one of the greatest threats that we face as a nation today. Today's hackers are no longer thrill-seeking teenagers. They're organized crime syndicates, national militaries that commit espionage and cyber warfare. And from thousands of miles away, increasingly sophisticated foreign adversaries are electronically infiltrating sensitive U.S. computer networks to obtain military technologies. They have hacked into every federal agency, including the Pentagon. Foreign competitors and criminals unabashedly steal trade secrets from America and their companies through similar methods. There's been a huge theft of intellectual property from this country, from other countries like China and Asia. Domestic cyber threats are increasing at an alarming rate as well. For example, one anarchist community of hackers, Anonymous, declared war on the city of Orlando just last month. This week, 15 individuals were arrested by the FBI in the United States, and 5 individuals were arrested in Europe for roles in cyber attacks on major U.S. companies and organizations. Critical infrastructure systems that run our financial, energy, and transportation infrastructures have also become victims of cyber attacks and exploitations. America's laws for cyberspace are decades old. We are not prepared to meet the threats of the 21st century. One reason is because we do not have a workforce readily available. We also need to harden our federal networks from a cyber attack. That is why Congressman Lipinski and I have reintroduced the Cybersecurity Enhancement Act of 2011, which passed overwhelmingly last Congress. This act incorporates key recommendations from the Center for Strategic and International Studies, a report which I co-chaired, including improving coordination in the government. It provides for a strategic plan to assess the cybersecurity risk and guide the overall direction of federal cyber R&D. It updates the National Institutes of Standards and Technology, or NIST, their responsibilities to develop security standards for federal computer systems and processes for agencies to follow. It establishes a federal university private sector task force to coordinate research and development. It continues much-needed cybersecurity research and development programs at the National Science Foundation and NIST. It improves training of cyber professionals, codifies scholarship programs at the National Science Foundation that can be repaid with federal service. As I mentioned, it passed overwhelmingly last Congress. I hope we can do the same this Congress. Most importantly, I believe that H.R. 2096 is fiscally responsible. It is not being paid for with any new money, since it is intended to work within the boundaries of funds authorized and appropriated to NSF and NIST. As you may recall, in the full committee hearing we had at the end of May, witnesses from NSF, NIST, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Networking Information Technology Research and Development Program all expressed their support for this bill. I'm also pleased to report that the U.S. Chamber of Commerce has also sent a letter of support for this bill. We have been working closely with NSF and NIST to ensure that this bill suits their needs, and I'm confident that this legislation will advance the excellent work these agencies are doing regarding cybersecurity. As we talk about threats facing the nation, and we have many, and we're in several wars. But the idea of cyber warfare, to me, is one of the ideas that keeps me up at nighttime because of the devastating impact it could have on the United States. And hardening our federal networks from a cyber attack from countries or from anarchist or rogue nations that want to do us harm could cripple this nation, bringing down our critical infrastructures. That is why this bill is so important. I look forward to this markup, and I want to thank all my colleagues for their hard work on this bill and the staff for their hard work in what I consider to be a very important piece of legislation. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.